If you're a creator, you've probably heard the same advice 1,000 times. Just post consistently, the algorithm will reward you. But what if that's actually terrible advice? Seriously, what if all that grinding, all that hustling is the very thing holding you back from real growth? Okay, let's get into this, because today we're talking about a much smarter way to grow, one that's all about leverage, not just activity.
We're kind of taught to say yes to everything, right? Especially when you're starting out. Guest posts, podcast interviews, Instagram lives. The list goes on. And it feels productive, doesn't it? But here's the question we really need to ask ourselves. Is every single one of those opportunities actually worth our precious time? And the answer, honestly, is a hard no. Just look at the math on this slide, because it's pretty shocking. On one side, you've got the classic hamster wheel. You spend 4 hours of your life creating something for maybe one new subscriber. Come on, we've all felt that pain. But on the other side, you've got leverage, a 90-minute collaboration that puts you in front of 50,000 of your ideal followers. This isn't just a better return on your time. We're talking about playing a completely different game. It is the absolute core difference between working hard and working smart. And that hamster wheel, it has a name. It's called the visibility trap. It's this total illusion of progress. You're busy, you're posting, you're collaborating. It feels like you're getting somewhere. But when you look at the numbers that actually move your business forward, like subscribers, clients, or revenue, that needle just isn't moving. You're just stuck in a cycle of activity that has zero leverage.
And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. Most collaboration is just expensive visibility theater. Think about that. It's so powerful. You're putting on a big performance, it looks impressive from the outside, but you're basically playing to an empty room. It's all show with absolutely no real impact on your bottom line.
So here's the crucial shift in thinking. The problem isn't a lack of opportunities. I bet your inbox is full of them. The real bottleneck, the thing that's actually holding you back, is a lack of discernment. It's not about finding more things to do, it's about having a system to pick the right things to do.
And that is exactly where this simple but incredibly powerful framework comes in. We call it the value calculator. It's a really easy 3-part system, and it's designed to help you score any opportunity in like 5 minutes, so you can stop all the guesswork and start making real data-driven decisions.
Okay, first up, and this is probably the most important one, is audience fit. The question here isn't, is this a big audience? The real question is this the right audience? You gotta ask, are the people who would actually pay me for my work, are they all hanging out here? If it's a perfect match, that's a 10 out of 10. If it's a huge audience but in a totally different niche, that's a 2 or a 3, and it doesn't matter how big it is.
All right, the second dimension is what we call authority transfer. Now, this one is a game changer. When you show up on a platform or next to a person that your audience already knows, likes, and trusts, well, a little bit of that trust, it just rubs off on you. It's like borrowed credibility, and it is a massive, massive shortcut. Being on a super respected industry podcast instantly makes you look more legit than writing 10 guest posts on some blogs nobody's ever heard of. And finally, we've got effort required. Now, you really got to pay attention to this one because it's scored inversely. That means less effort actually equals a higher score. Why? Because the goal here is leverage. A 90-minute podcast interview where you just get to talk about what you already know, that's a high-score, low-effort activity. But writing a custom 3,000-word article from scratch, that's a ton of effort, so it gets a very, very low score.
Okay, so we've got our 3 dimensions: audience fit, authority transfer, and effort. So how do we put them all together to get a clear, actionable score?
It is so beautifully simple. You just multiply the 3 scores together. That's it. Audience fit times authority transfer times effort. And that gives you a single number that tells you the total value of that opportunity.
Let's make this real. Look at this example. On the left, we've got a podcast interview. The audience fit? It's a 9. It's pretty much a perfect match. The host is well respected, so that authority transfer is a solid 7. And it's just a conversation, low stress, so effort is an 8. You multiply those, and you get a massive score of 504. Now, compare that to the guest post on the right. Wrong audience, so fit is a 3. The blog has a little bit of recognition, so authority is a 4. But it requires a ton of writing, so effort is way down at a 2. The total score? Just 24. This isn't even a close call. One is a game changer, the other is a waste of a week.
And this right here is your decision-making cheat sheet. It's super simple. Anything that scores over 400 points,
That is a pursue immediately. It's a green light. Go for it. These are your visibility multipliers. Something between $200 and $399, it's a decent opportunity. You can consider it if you've got the time, but anything under $200, you skip it. You just say no. No guilt, no second guessing, you just pass, because you know your time is better spent hunting for those 400+ pointers.
So understanding the calculator is one thing, but actually putting it into practice, that's what creates the real shift. So let's talk about your action plan.
You'll notice that once you start using this framework, 3 things are going to happen almost immediately. First, you'll start saying no way more often, and you'll say it with confidence because you have data, not just a vague gut feeling. Second, you'll stop chasing vanity metrics like follower counts, and you'll start optimizing for audience fit, which is the only metric that actually leads to clients. And third, you'll stop just waiting for opportunities to land in your inbox, and you'll start proactively targeting the ones that you know will score over 400. So here's your homework. It's really simple. First, I want you to take the next 3 collaboration requests you get, or maybe 3 you've been thinking about, and run them through the calculator. Second, identify one dream collaboration that you just know would score over 400 points. And third, reach out to them. This week, stop waiting around and start creating your own high-value opportunities.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. The next time an opportunity lands in your inbox, before you just automatically say yes, ask yourself this: what is the true cost of this yes? Because every time you say yes to a low-scoring opportunity, you're actually saying no to a game-changing one you could be pursuing instead. Hey, if this framework helped you think a little more strategically about your growth, you should definitely subscribe. We release explainers just like this one all the time to help you stop grinding and start building with some real leverage. Thanks for watching.